So here you go, the mess that my dog or cat, or maybe they were in cahoots, made of my latest project. So I thought I'd show you some simple ways that you can fix a loop like this. I may not show you fixing the whole thing, but at least we'll go through a couple of these loops. My needle is even still attached here. So I'm gonna clip this one short. And then with that one, I will just poke the yarn to the front. It's kind of slippery yarn, but it's going. I'm gonna reach under and pull the rest of it. There we go. So a loop like this one's gonna be a little trickier, but it is very easy to fix. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it fairly close on this side, but leaving enough so that I can poke it to the front. Again, I will poke this to the front. I guess I should have raised this frame up a little bit. I'm hitting my table. And then with this piece, we're going to re-thread it back into the needle, but I don't have quite enough. And I've got a little pull back here, so I'm going to release it to there. And the tricky part here is that normally we would thread through the open side of the needle. For threading it while it's still attached, we're going to be threading it backwards. So through the smooth side of the needle, pull it out, and it's sort of apparent because that's the way you can get it back into your slot. Bring the needle down. Now this one is the 14 fine point. It also has this little hook eye back here. So we'll just thread that back in as well. Sort of keeps it in place. And then you can go ahead and punch those back in. Here, I will raise it a little bit, maybe. And remember, with the fine points, we're going in every hole and every other row. Now, it might be that since I have clipped this, I won't have enough to make, well, looks like I'm gonna make it all the way to the end. I'm just gonna reach, pull that to the back, and there we go. One down, 25 or so to go. So I've cleaned up a few more of these spaces. This whole piece I just took out, and I will be able to rethread this and punch it. But I thought I'd go over again what I did with that other loop. So here's a good one here. I don't want to take out the whole thing. Again, I'm going to cut it a little short. That will get poked in. Whoops. Poke that in. And then again, rethreading. We start at the tip. And we thread it through the smooth side of the needle. Excuse my fingers from gardening. My nails are a little messed up here. And then back up through the slot. And through the eye. Pretty easy peasy. It's such a forgiving thing, right? And then again, we are punching every hole. And then, as you can see, I kind of have skipped a little bit. This yarn is pretty slippery, so it's not cooperating, but it's so beautiful. I had to use it. There we go. Maybe. I got it now. There. This one here that's got this bunch of fuzz where obviously someone's claw got in it, I don't think it's going to affect the front. So I'm going to cut that out, and it's just a little bit here. I'll just poke those to the front. So it's popped up a little. We'll give that a little bit of a... And here, there's some little ones here. Again, these are singletons. Pretty talented cat or dog. I'm not sure who did it. Looks like... There, just made it into a nice loop that I can clip and redo. This yarn that I'm using 5 shades of a variegated yarn. So that's why I have the jags in here, because I'm basically fingering them together to make them to blend nicely. So again, just poke that to the front. Get these two, they're a little uneven. I may have got all the loops in the right place. Again, smooth side of the needle for doing this. Back up through the slot, and there we go. Almost back to brand new. As I said, I'm going to redo this whole section. This in here. Let's see what's going on here. Obviously have to redo that. There's only a little section here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that. That made that easy. That's an end. But again, not much holding that together. I'm going to bring it all the way back down. This is a singleton here. I'm going to try to just punch that and see what happens if I just rethread this one. I don't know if I can just punch a single. Well, it seems to be working pretty well. And then I noticed I've got some singletons up. Oh, that's an end. And just a single loop here. Oh, that's an end piece too. That makes it a little easier. But there you go. So I'll only have a few more to put back in this section to redo. And we'll be back in business.